I guess it's it's pretty well into. Who do you want to check in on first?
Okay, so I assume I just got done swimming, you know, just
Yeah,
got done.
yeah.
Oh wait, hold on, let me. And how do you? There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. So just got done swimming. Mm, and I
Great.
would I know which room is the dang it. Let me get my names. For some reason names are just dropping all the ways for me. Miela. Would I know Miela's room?
A room? Yeah, I would say that when you guys were doing all the recruiting and stuff, you guys would have like shown them to their to like where they would be staying on the ship, and probably it probably would Patrice's old room before his passing.
It was a vacancy. Yeah, so basically just knock on that door. That
Um, you hear like very like soft footsteps, kind of like patter, and you can tell that they're like wet footsteps, um, kind of like slippery almost. Uh, and she peeks open the door, like peeks out at you, and she kind of like waves hello.
yeah, hi Miela. I was just going for the swim side there. It's nice that we both share the love for the water. And I was planning to give it to you previously, but stuff was on my mind at the time. I dropped the ball, but it seems like at least on my end, I don't want to pry that sometimes you might go somewhere to let your feelings out in a way, which I don't know. And so I bring out from behind me the thing that I bought like 2 weeks earlier, the harp. I heard
Oh, the harp.
yeah, I heard that music can help in situations like that, and everyone can understand you in a way with music without them having to learn a new language. So, just wanted to give you another shot if you wanted to try something new. Here you go. It's a ju-
She
it's a it's
nods.
a harp. So like you want me to put this this is not like a this is a full harp.
Yeah, I'm assuming you probably just have your unseen servant like wheel it in, and she
Yeah.
like kind of claps like very excitedly. Um, uh, uh she opens the door. You guys wheel the harp in,
Thank goodness
and
we have this cart now.
she like plays a couple of the strings for a bit,
It's
and
okay.
like all
I
like
know you're new to this. You're not gonna instantly understand how it works. I mean, people have tried many years and still they're not that good. But
she
I've been
seems.
given
Let me
some
roll.
time.
Let me roll actually.
Yeah, I know. I just want this get blown up in my face. It's all right if it's.
Uh, on a 13, she's pretty decent. She's pretty decent at it like already. It's a very simple song, but she's able to like play it. And she gives you bardic inspiration that you may use for the whole of whenever however long you want to use it for.
All right. I didn't know that you had previous teaching. That was a pretty nice song. I remember it being sung to me so many years ago. Okay. Well, just wanted to check on it. Everything good? Everything good? Okay, just needed to check in. Have a good night. I'm gonna make a wisdom check just on my end, just to see if I ask something. Okay, that's enough. All right, have a good night.
She bows deeply. And as you close the door, you can hear like notes from the harp playing like from behind the door, a little bit muffled. But she is like slowly like working out like how to play her repertoire like on the harp. Um,
That's,
and she seems very pleased.
that is a few gold well spent. Let's see. Who else we got? Who else? Well, I guess I better check in on the drunkard. God, Rel. Gotta check in on him. He might be still sleeping.
You go over to Rel's quarters, knock on the door. uh you see that the door kind of just like very slowly, like the knob turns and like a soft wind pushes it open, and you see Rel like on just like on the bed, like with a pillow over his face, and he goes, "How may I help you, Captain?"
Well, how do you know it was me? You didn't even look.
You know, there are a couple of talents that I have that come in handy sometimes. Although I can't say I see much in the current future other than this splitting headache getting a little bit worse before it gets better, but there are certain perks.
Well, that's nice. Magic is weird, but I'm happy it's working out for you. Uh, does he is he wearing the same like outfit, or they like it's completely off? It was sort of in the way.
Um, he's still wearing the same clothes, but like any facial stuff he would have
Okay.
taken away. He's not wearing. Did you guys want to make him like fat at one point? Like give him like a. Weren't you guys gonna give him like a pillow like
Oh
strapped
yeah,
to his
yeah, yeah.
stomach or something?
There was a pillow. Yeah, there was.
Yeah, yeah. The pillow that was involved is actually the one that's on his face currently.
Okay. All right. And you're holding up well? Just checking in. Any issues you've been having?
It feels strange. I had originally the only reason I agreed to come along, knowing that Palestrom was your destination, was I wanted to search for Valere, and in fact, I can sense that her presence is here.
Oh no.
Not terribly close, but within the bounds of the city, perhaps, or perhaps just on the outskirts. She's around, and yet I can't bring myself to go and seek her out. I can't bring myself to step foot in the city again.
I apologize if you may have already talked about it, but how well do you know Valere?
We grew up together.
Uh,
Her and her twin, Aliceris, were among my closest friends. I have always held myself partially responsible for his disappearance.
by the way, the whole time at this point I'm not gonna get rid of the unseen servant. I can't see it or anything, but I feel like if he's there, he might want to hear this.
Yeah, he sticks around.
Yeah,
Um,
he's there for an hour.
and you see Rel just like finally tosses the pillow from his face, groans as he sits up, and he says, "The problem with being able to tell the future is that whenever you see an awful fate, the responsibility falls on your shoulders to decide what to do with that knowledge. And thus far, I have not made good choices."
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what choices you've had to make. Yeah, legitimately, I don't know. I know that you're looking for Alex Arias. That's pretty common. I know multiple people looking for him. But other than that, like, have you made many other choices? You've probably lived a long time. Can you give me something?
Well, um, I don't know. Do you remember the story about like why he holds himself responsible, like out of character?
No.
Okay, okay. So he's gonna tell that story. Um,
Wait, wait.
yeah.
Okay, okay. So there is a portion of me now that's remembering there was a story and he blames himself, but still no.
Okay.
I am very bad at memory. Just letting you know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. He'll probably tell the story again. Um, he uses a crick in his neck, and he says, "There's a reason why I blame myself for Aliceris' disappearance. I He and Valere were inseparable, twins and all, often are. There was there was one night after Valere had really awakened her abilities and was learning how to use them as the breeze awakened within her, where she went on a mission in the forest, quite a simple one, a task far beneath her means, something she could have done very easily, but one of those symbolic things that they have you go do once you're learning the ins and outs of your abilities. And I foresaw an extremely horrible fate befalling her in that forest, and I convinced her not to go. Unbeknownst to me, she in turn convinced her brother to go in her stead. And because of that, he was the one that was taken, not her. Instead of the extremely powerful Wooden Cloak, who perhaps might have had a chance at averting those assailants, it was Aliceris, who
Yeah.
was an innocent, a boy at that point, not many combat abilities to speak of. He was not gifted as she and I were, and yet he was the one who was taken from our village.
It's somewhat shocking to hear that he wasn't gifted at all. That's he seemed gifted for sure. And you've
Uh,
just
at,
what?
at a character, have you told him that you know who Aliceris is, or that
Not
like you
well.
think it's the same person?
I out of character since I have bad memory. I don't know exactly. I know that I've let some people know, like not just out of the in the room where I told them his fate. I know that I've let some people know that Alucerius I knew from back in the day. And at this point, he'll be one of those people that knows that now with what I've said. I don't know if he knew it before, but he definitely knows now.
Okay, he definitely didn't know it before. Um, so this would be like news to him. I think when you first met him, it was more like I knew a guy who had the same name, but he was very convinced that
Oh yeah, okay, so that might have been it. That
yeah,
he thought like, no way could you have known. It's been so many
yeah,
years and you're human.
yeah,
That that
yeah.
type of
It's like
thing.
yeah, like that type of thing. It's like it had been 15 years, and he goes, "Wait, you knew of him?"
Well, yeah, he used to be the first mate on the first ship I was on.
You see, he shakes his head to himself and says, "That doesn't make any sense. But why would he not return to our village? Did he ever speak of us?"
No, I don't entirely know if he was after learning about all this, he may have lost his memory. He's never spoken of anything to me like this, but I don't think it's something malicious on his end. He's kind of the role model. He was the kind of role model on our ship. You sort of just wanted to be more like him. Didn't really have that much hate in him at all. The reason I'm actually standing here in front of you that know a little bit of nautical knowledge is because of Alice. Oh, I'm sorry, Alucerius. We called him Alice. It's easier.
To himself and he says, "Well, that certainly sounds." He was always so kind and so radiant with generosity and joy, quite unlike his sister, who was always the more stern and serious one. The sun and moon themselves, so similar, so different. Do you know where he is now? I presume that you don't, otherwise, I'm sure you would have told me by now.
Yes and no. It's I the way that I've messed up in regards with him as well. I can't say where he is because I don't know the exacts of that. But what I can say after all this, I think I think he can show up again if we kill the Red Wraith. No, no, I'm I, sorry. It's my fault he's not here. I'm good thing you're already sitting down actually. Right, if you could truly see ghosts like someone else on the ship can on this here, you'd actually be seeing Alice right by your side. Um,
He looks towards the side of the bed that you indicated, and he says, "He's dead."
is that what it means when your soul is stolen? I don't under. This is why I don't know. Look, you shouldn't beat yourself at all. I'm the one that picked up the the ring. It's it's happens to have a rather devious genie, I guess. And by the way, what's up with that fan? I hear. Oh,
The what?
okay, okay. Do you just have a loud fan going?
Oh. Um,
Alright, okay.
as you say that, Rel, he kind of like puts his hand where like he feels like Alice might be sitting, and he says, "A genie stole his soul."
I, well, in a way, I also stole it. Look, I, once you get a genie, you get three wishes, as you know, or as most sailors know. The first one, I just wanted to be a bit strong like him. That's my first wish was to have strength like him. It did give me some of that, but this genie seems to really like the monkey's paw because when I went back to the ship after I needed it, Alice was dead. Second wish I made was to bring him back. His corpse moved, but it wasn't him. And the third one was just so I wouldn't be thrown off the ship. And instead, the ship was destroyed. And as far as I know, everyone's gone. So don't beat yourself up too much about it. I'm the one that killed a whole crew. Uh, but good news. If we kill the Red Wraith, which this ring seems to really not like, I think we can get him back. At least him. I don't even know if it's getting him back. It's at least he won't be in the ring or whatever place he is in right now.
Rel nods, and he says, "Voice comes from breath, and breath comes from the wind. And tell, as you speak, that you are being true. As difficult as it is to believe, I can sense that you are telling me the truth as you know it. So I will not question. It may take me some time to process, but I think I think I understand now why, when your ship docked, I thought that Aliceris was coming. His presence aboard the ship, it was just in a different form than I had thought. His presence is here, but he is trapped in the ring. This settles a mystery that I had been puzzling over from the moment we met.
Yeah, sorry. I tend to try to hide my mass killings. It's I'm the freaking captain of this ship, and my last ship, you know. But you don't deserve to not know. If you I don't know how many years you've been looking for him. How many years would it have been?
15 years.
That's quite unfortunate. Wait,
Although,
wait, does that add up in my head? Because Alice was older than that for sure. So he must have been doing something in the meantime, right?
it wouldn't take it when he was a.
Oh, okay. You there?
Yep.
Okay, okay, sorry. You were just cutting out. Okay, so they didn't take him as a baby, as a child. Okay.
Yeah. It was like he was like 100 years old already.
Okay, he was already basically an adult in human terms. Okay. Yeah, they got him still. Shocked.
Yeah.
Well, oof. Yeah, just so don't worry about the things that are moving ahead of you, Rel, that much. Don't worry about Malaire as much, because at the end of this, if we at least succeed, I think you should be seeing him in a form at some point. But we gotta kill the Red Wraith. Is my. It's really hard working for someone that's very obtuse. You can't really ask more clarifying questions, and you sort of fear asking more questions.
I understand the feeling. There was a very brief window of time where I was under the employ of the Storm King. He
Oh
is
yeah,
equally inscrutable.
and they're still trying to get you just for seeing that possible future. That
I think that
is.
they believe that I will help them in finding what path would lead to the most survival of our people, or perhaps the Storm King has plans that I cannot claim to understand. He's a very strange man, but a very driven man. Already you can see, and he kind of, I don't know if you remember, but like when you had first like sailed into Palestrom, there's like a big like white wall being
Oh yeah.
constructed like on the sea. I says, I can see the fruits of his efforts all across the city. It looks different than when I lived in the capital.
Yeah. Big
It
wall.
seems that so much effort and gold is being spent in attempting to protect our people from the storm. Consequences be damned. I agree that the Red Wraith is something that needs to be defeated. Whatever he might be, I see him in my dreams. I've been seeing him in my dreams every night. I'm not sure why, but there's a part of me that feels like he wants to kill me in particular. Because whenever I dream of him, it is a dream of meeting death by his hand.
I don't know if that's an only you thing. Just gonna put that everyone else had this general same vibe.
Yeah.
I he might still do that. I'm just letting you know. Talk to everyone else that fought against him to a degree. Everyone had similar dreams. He's very hand face touch. He's a bit weird. He's a bit weird. Have you been able to gain any information on him? Because he's just a weird guy that wants to touch your face.
Honestly, he touched my face too, and I didn't understand what that was about.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's all I was thinking when he was going for it was germs. You know, like that was weird. Like you know when someone touches your face and you're like, ah, germs. It was
Exactly.
yeah. He didn't touch my face, but still,
Okay.
it was like
No, that's good.
weird, right?
It's
Because
uncomfortable, is what it is.
it doesn't like if he took out his sword and tried to plunge it towards my stomach, very easily would I have gotten the idea of this man wants me dead. He was going for my face to grab, and that sort of throws off my whole deduction of what was going on. Maybe assimilate? I don't know. What do you it's a weird power move. That's all I know. This guy's making weird power moves.
Perhaps he wants something from you.
My face? I do have those good looks, but I
I don't
don't.
know.
I,
You know, when he did it to me, there was a moment where I was like, whoa, are we about to kiss right now? Because you're
he
kind of a
was getting
spooky
he
ghost.
was getting it sort of closer in, you know.
Yeah, it was very mixed signals.
And it's a dream, so like that could happen, you know.
Right, right. Truly upset.
It's really upsetting.
Um, he says, to answer your question, it is very strange, but even in my dreams, when I would dream of others, I would be able to glean something from them. Sometimes it's a general location, or perhaps what they might be dreaming about, or what their emotional state might be like. But with the Wraith, it was as if the wind itself would not allow me to know him. I don't
That
know if that's just because being a specter, the wind just passes through him, or the act of dying in my dream negates my abilities to some extent. I'm not sure why, but he seems to be some kind of an exception.
hmm, yeah, yeah. I don't. Was there a storm? There was a storm when he came up, but was it windy particularly when we fought
It
him?
was, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Red rain and wind for sure.
You seem to have some
Storm,
yeah.
storms.
You seem to have some control of storms when he first showed up. And the literal storm goddess, I believe, I've heard, doesn't want him here because he, I think, seeks to kill her as well. So he's a really mixed bag of bad. Heck, he might have stolen or assimilated someone like you. He did the same to Captain Gwaine. If you haven't heard, Captain Gwaine, he used him to like forge some notes that were baddies. And now the shield is sort of out to get us. So he has a really specific plan, I bet, but he's really esoteric in how he's going about it. So just don't feel bad about anything concerning that either. You know what? This is more of just a session of letting you know. Don't worry, you didn't drop the ball. It was a collective that was sort of centered on me. I think that's what we're supposed to gain from this.
I think perhaps that fate is something that is very difficult to avoid. When I had that vision of Valera being attacked in the woods, I I only ever saw the person I was seeing from behind. I had just assumed it was Valera because she was the one who was meant to be going there, but I've long entertained the notion that it was always going to be Aliceris who walked into those woods. It was always going to be Aliceris who would be taken, and that I was just the instrument that fate used to force this conclusion to occur.
Well, no matter what,
Perhaps
it would have occurred then. Well, no, I guess that's the question. But if it's fate, wouldn't your decision have been fate? Do we actually have
these are the
free
questions I ask
choice?
myself constantly. I don't know if it's any consolation to you, this notion of perhaps there was nothing you could have done, to avert what happened. Perhaps such notions are useless to begin with. I think that maybe right now the important thing is you are in a position to do things that might fix what has been broken.
Yeah, let's hope I don't screw this one up either, but I'll be trying. Tomorrow we're gonna, I believe, go to a ball just so
Oh,
just so that we can see the underground of a very weird duke that may or may not have an aquarium for the frog for our, for Ophelia. And if that works out, I'm hoping Ophelia can help us with the Red Wraith. Because or like let us know, just I feel like the deck is stacked against us. At the very least, Ophelia is shouldn't be in a coma for over 3 weeks. I feel like that's like a given at this point. I'm rambling. You should probably get some sleep. Just yeah, I start to walk. I don't know what to say anymore.
before you go, he calls out to you and says, Captain Abate, your quest, whatever it is that, whatever the conditions are that that ring wants you to fulfill. Addled as I am right now by my current hangover, I can sense that you have the ability to see that challenge through. You are surrounded by people who are not only willing but eager to help you in that venture. You will bring him back. We will bring him back.
Can he make an insight check? Can I ask him to make an insight check?
Oh, you want him to make an insight check?
Yeah, yeah, just so he can see how I react to that.
Sure. I'm gonna say my man has a pretty good wisdom stat.
He seems like that's what
So
his stat would be.
yeah, so I'm
I
gonna
don't
give him
think
a
he's
plus five.
killing it in strength and constitution.
He's a very weak man.
Yeah.
Um, that's a
Okay.
22.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. So he does. He sees that Gallet listens. The first thing he does not agree with at all. He can tell the part where you can do this, but when he says you're surrounded by people who will help you, there's there is agreement in that, like a strong agreement. Like, yeah, I'm surrounded by really strong people that have only been helping me. And the third thing, like the third part of getting him back, it's just hope, like a way to sort of recompense, and then he, leaves.
Cool. You shut the door behind you. You can feel like a warm breeze gust out from beneath the door, accompanying you on your way out.
All right,
That's a heavy one.
yeah. Gallic pulls back the tears that he was holding back the whole time, and game faces it because he's still got more people to talk about, and not now. So next person, let's see. I think it's about time. How's Andros doing? Where's Andros?
You go to where Andros is. He's like um kind of he's like currently feeding the animals. It's like kind of his turn. So he's down there in the animal hold, like playing fetch with the armored snail. Um, and he turns and says, "Ah, Captain, how you been?"
Howdy. Yeah, doing great today, actually. We're gonna do a big mission tomorrow, but I just wanted to come on in, check in on the animals, check in on you. Also, by the way, I casted animal the animal speak
Yep,
spell, just to know
absolutely.
if anyone was making complaints. But yeah, it's your turn. It seems. It's how's Gary been doing? Just first off, how's Gary been doing?
Well, Gary's introverted as usual. He
Yeah.
doesn't really play well. with the other animals. He seems to just kind of like slink into a corner and like drown in self pity. If I had to guess at what that expression is on his weird lizard face,
Yes.
um, no, I mean I think actually the animals look healthier actually than when I first saw them. And I never really got to see them because you know Aramis kept them in these boxes before.
Yeah, that's. He might have actually been happier in the box. Is shocking, but
Oh, yeah, Gary in particular
yes,
definitely liked the
yeah.
box.
But when we might need to bring that box in just for Gary at some point. Maybe that will help boost his spirits. But
You hear a voice in the corner go, "That would be fine. I did like the box, actually."
thank you, Gary. He said he likes the box idea. It's
Oh, shit.
yeah,
Wow.
they're they're all really smart individuals. They can't speak our language, but he seems to always catch on. But yeah,
Yeah,
he won't
there
give
is
in to that.
something, yeah, there's something weird about all of them. I'm not really sure, like, we were doing this job for to begin with. I mean, Aramis only mentioned a certain client uh, in Paelstrom,
Yeah,
big payout, huge payout. So, none of us really asked questions. We just sailed where we were told to. And then Aramis and Valera would leave by themselves and come back with like a box that moved sometimes. And, me, I don't really ask questions. That's Suzanne asks questions. I just kind of let things go how they
you
may.
go with the flow.
Yeah.
It's good from a crew member. 99.9% of the time. It just a lot of the times recently for you, that point zero one has been popping up, and that's just unfortunate for you.
Well, yeah. He says, I mean, I have my specialty, you know, keep the weapons sharpened, keep the crew.
Sharpened?
Well, they're not all fighters. Let's just keep it at
Oh
that. They're not.
yeah,
A lot of them are pretty useless in a fight, but there are a couple.
yeah, yeah. But like in a fight, if one person can stab a dagger, that's usually all you need. Well, not usually, but if there's five people and they all have one dagger, that's a lot harder of a fight. So as long as they can like thrust, I think we won't be needing them. But it's always nice to have the one dagger.
Yeah, yeah.
Or at the very least, people will not mug them as much if they see a dagger.
No, yeah, it's more like an insurance policy type of thing. Like you hope you never have to use it, but like
Yeah, yeah.
it's there if you do.
It's there so you can cut your fruit.
Yeah, that's honestly that's what most of the
You
daggers are.
cut
We
your
actually,
rope. Yeah, yeah. It's you're not expecting to fight every day as much as just do general things.
yeah. I mean, I personally hope that there's a fight every day, but you don't always get it. Um, unless you make the mistake of crossing Suzanne or maybe Simon, but he doesn't really fight you. He kind of just like badgers you until your part of your soul gets chipped away.
Yeah, I have to add, is Simon getting slightly more evil as we go on, or is it because I've been giving him more power and that's giving him more power?
Simon, I mean,
Has he always been like this?
no, actually, he was always kind of the guy that you would turn to, uh, for like logistics and stuff. Like he would
Very
always
good
do
guy.
the math with like buying supplies, and he kind of helped a lot with like certain logistical stuff. Um, most of us kind of shit on him for a really long time because he's Simon, right? Pretty
Yeah,
easy to shit on.
yeah,
Look at him. I think maybe he's the kind of person where, uh, you know, this type of thing, the power you're giving him, it's all he's got.
okay.
So he's trying to like make use of it as much as he can, and it's a little annoying. Don't get me wrong, but things do go more smoothly when he's yelling at us. Although it does get fucking infuriating.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking about recently that when we have time, he's gonna get like a teamwork training course from Ruby. I think that's really gonna help out.
Uh, Andros like bursts out laughing at that for a bit. He goes, "Oh my god!
It's
You
very
know,
fun.
I'm not usually the money guy, but I'm pretty sure you could charge seats for that because I would pay to watch that."
Oh no, that you work on the ship, that comes for free, for sure. Uh, by the way, just got some news recently, and I don't know your previous relationship with them, but I have been told that Valera is in the city. Insight check.
Yeah, roll for it.
Insight, insight, insight. Not bad.
Not bad. On 18, on 18, you can tell like he's kind of rattled by this and kind of he's very conflicted of like he wants to see her.
Hmm.
Um uh he has like a you can tell like he feels one way about Aramis in a very different way for Valera. Um like with Aramis it's kind of like begrudging respect, like I owe you a debt and you're my captain and I feel like you're good at what you do, but I don't really like you per se. With Valera, you can tell it's more like I actually liked her as a person, and he's kind of like, really?
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
do you know where? Did you see her around?
no, I was talking to Rel recently, and he said that he just felt her presence here. And I got a little bit worried about this. So, if you were fine with it, I was gonna ask if you could, bodyguard him when he went to look for her. For his safety. And if you think you might need more people with you at that time, people that may have known her, like so to know her tricks and whatnot. If you happen to know anyone that needed to say a few things, they'd be good bodyguards too.
Well, I doubt Rel's gonna need, you know,
More
any
than
more
you.
people than me, right? But yeah, I'll ask around, but with the right people, with the kind of people who would be kind of on board with that kind of thing.
And oh, I, sorry, I just opened this lock for no reason. My bad. My bad.
Freaking, yeah, yeah. Like one of the animals starts running up, the snakes come out.
Oh, hey, so there's two now. It's amazing. Uh, but also, do keep an eye out for Aramis. I still don't understand why so many of you give him so much credit. I still don't understand that. But just keep an eye out for him. That's all.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to explain.
Oh yeah, for sure. No one has been able to explain it to me yet, and I'm the captain. But eventually I'll get there, or he'll tell me
Um,
himself.
Sometimes it feels like we can't fully explain.
I'm gonna mentally ask for feels to, and just give a vibe check.
Sure. He means that.
Okay.
You can tell he is like conflicted of like wanting to be saying something, but he can't
It's like
really
when you
say
try to
something.
get something out, but you get caught up, like
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
difficult for us to talk about it, or at least it gets difficult, even amongst one another. I think we all have a story,
yeah.
and all of the stories end with meeting Aramis
At
and shaking his hand.
with at that ending, when you do shake his hand, did you see the golden eye?
He nods.
Well, you know what? That basically tells me all I need to know with that. Thank you. Don't make any deals with him though. Don't shake his
Bit too
hand.
late for that, but
Yeah. No more. No more. How about that? All right.
some deals are better than the alternative.
Oh yeah, I can see that. He seems opportunistic. But also, we got a big day tomorrow, so probably shouldn't be doing it tonight. But I wanted to invite you to drinks at some point. You know, just a, just some drinks.
Now that is a deal I'll take any night.
Okay, let's see if I can drink you under the table. And
Well, hopefully you do better than Rel did.
okay, okay, Rel, he tried, right? He had to. Like I wasn't there, but it shows that he wasn't doing the one sip. One, he was going. I think he was taking lead from you, and I don't think he understood that there is like a difference there. I don't. He tried.
Really?
I don't.
I don't know. I felt like he looked like a hardy guy.
Yeah,
I felt like he could take it.
I think that was his first time drinking in 100 years. I'm not sure. He may have
You
had
know,
wine. He may have had wine.
that's fair. That's fair. He did drink as if it was his first time. It was kind of adorable in a
Yeah,
weird way.
but you do the one. Oh, what's this? And then you go for the full thing, and like, oh no, yeah, it's he's got a lot to learn on a ship for sure. And I'm depending on you and others to teach him because he has no
Well,
clue.
all the liquor that Del and Miela brought over from
Oh
their
no.
old place is pretty good. So I'm
Oh,
sure we're gonna not gonna have any problem with that.
okay. Go and also just quick check on the animals. Everyone good? And any complaints?
A resounding chorus of
Uh,
like we're chilling.
we're chill. We're vibing here. All right.
Besides Gary, who's like I'm miserable.
I go up to him, like pet him on the little head. Don't worry, you're not the only one on the ship that is. And then I leave.
Actually, that helps. Thank you.
I sort of subsist on this bad emotions.
Yeah, misery loves company.
What a poet that Gary is. All right, once I leave there, Angela seems to be good enough. I mean, if she's up, I'll check in on Suzanne, but I want to be sneaky.
Sure, roll for stealth.
I'm gonna
Uh,
use Bardic Inspiration. Screw it.
yeah,
Oh, sick, an 11.
yeah. Okay. Um, on an 11, she does notice she's in her room. She hears you. She's like, Captain, I'm pretty sure that's you because I can recognize the sound of your boots pretty much
God dang
anywhere.
it. It's because they're new, isn't it? That's why it was squeaky.
Yeah, it's also like the swish of your cloak on the wooden floor is like it's kind of
Yeah,
distinctive.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
is there
So,
something that like you like wanted or
oh, I was just gonna check in on you. Big day tomorrow. Wanted to see if you were getting ready. Anything you're a little bit worried about?
um yeah, actually I was wondering if I could like come along with the whole ball thing.
Well, I thought you were. That's why big day tomorrow. I thought you were coming.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I feel like I never really
Yeah,
asked and I wasn't
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, no, it's good that you asked, but of course you're. Yeah, I mean, you need your turn to shine. It's things haven't even going your way, and that's fine. But you got a new crossbow, so you don't have to be right in the thick of it as much.
This is true. Um, yeah, I'll
So
hide it
I
somewhere.
don't know if how you can hide a heavy crossbow, but if you can, give it your best shot. Maybe a big ball gun. Look, my answer for most things going forward here is big ball gown. So if you're gonna need one, I'm gonna have to ask Nico to be up all night to make it. Just letting you know now.
Oh God. Okay. I mean, like
Wait. Do you?
as little as I want to interact with him, he could actually probably get it done
I
in
can.
that time.
I'm gonna be. I'm talking to people tonight. Actually, yeah, I can talk to Nico for you. Question. So everyone has an aesthetic, but for you, I just need to know what kind of ball gown. Are we talking like for you, like a goth black and white ball gown with little like ribbons, or are we talking more of like nice yellow, like sunflower?
I, I really don't like wear dresses. Like I don't even remember the last time that I wore one. I
So you want your first time wearing one to be pretty good, right?
I guess I was actually thinking if I could have a choice, if I mean like okay, is that the plan? Are we going in as like guests or like I thought there was like a servant plan also kind of happening
Oh yeah, that is true.
or like an entertainer thing? I mean, not that I would be any good at that, but like
Yeah, I did. I just sort of thought since the two other girls got in that like you were sort of just a shoe in there. But I didn't really think about if they also got the +1+1. So that's on me, honestly. But no matter what, we can get you in. The issue is if we can get you in with the ball gown. But now I'm sort of sold on the ball gown opportunity, and that's sort of all that it should be to get that heavy crossbow in. So
right.
what I'm this is the issue because the only way that I know how to get in with those +1s is by getting a date. But also, that feels sort of weird, right? Like you don't genuinely have emotions for another, and you're using that to get into a fancy cocktail party, basically.
Yeah,
But
I
you
don't really
you
think
don't.
that that's
But
really
you don't.
something that I would do
Yeah.
personally.
But yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be bothered by it, I assume. I don't think like you don't have anyone relationship wise like that, right? Or do you?
Um
You and
uh,
Andros? No?
oh my god, no. Like
No,
how would that
no.
even like work? He's like 7 feet tall.
Look, I don't understand it, but it's happened historically. So
He's like, no. Uh, look, I'm sure that you guys will figure out whatever you need to figure out. And if I need to wear a dress, I guess my only request would be that it is red.
red, okay. Like what kind? Like, are we talking like scarlet, ruby red? Like, what are we going with?
Honestly, just any like red is fine.
And
Red is fine.
okay,
That's it.
okay. Yeah, I'll try to see on how to get you in for sure. It's actually, if we're gonna get you in this way, it's gotta be rather active from both of us. But how would I mean? I know one person that has a pass, and did they get the +1, but it can also just be a friend. Are you up for making a friend?
Um, is there somebody in particular that
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. There's just a nice servant girl. She talks a lot. Named Aaron Kalen, but not Aaron Kalen. That's the wrong person. Uh,
Marina?
let me see. Marina. Yeah, no, Aaron was below. Yeah, Marina. Marina. No last name that I know. Wood elf. Dark curly hair. 5'6".
Oh yeah, yeah. She was like drunk, like walking around. Like
You
she's like
didn't
kind of
get
like
the chance to talk to her, no. But
right. Well,
honestly,
not in like any coherent sense. She was mostly like babbling about like her ex boyfriend and stuff.
yeah. What? It's the same night, so she's already back at. Man, things are just. You know
No,
what?
you guys kept her in the ship.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, you guys brought her to the
Yeah,
ship.
you see how
100%.
bad my memory is. Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just okay. Are you okay with a little fibbage to be on there, like to be on the +1? Just a bit of fibbage.
I mean, like, what kind of fibbage we're talking?
We're not talking about like relationship fibbage, but more looking for
Okay, I mean,
relationship
I'm
fibbage.
pretty down for like any other kind of fibbage
Yeah,
besides that.
yeah. Okay, looking for relationship, basically an opportunity.
Uh, you know what? Fuck it. Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe someone there you'll just like really fall for. Who knows?
Okay. So I don't know why we're having. Why is this the conversation that we're having?
Look,
Like, is that
I look. I don't know. I tend to I throw words at people till they agree with me, and you're agreeing with me now. But I feel like I've already hit the home run. I'm just running bases now, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get that dress. No, you're coming with me. Wait, one more time. We're gonna go to her room, knock on the door, let them know. You know what? You just nod and come. go with the flow, and I start walking towards her door.
God damn it. Okay. Um. Wait. Going to whose?
Marina.
Wherever Marina's staying.
Yeah. I assume she's still like like she's sleeping right now. I'll knock the door, and she'll
She's
be
knocked out for sure.
yeah, she's drunk asleep. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
first try
she's
to
like drunk, passed out.
yeah, I'm gonna like try to wake her up and get her to agree to this while she's in a mood that doesn't understand what's happening.
Mm.
Hey
Oh my
Marina,
god, what happened?
I'm just no, don't worry. I just had to ask a quick thing. Uh, one of my friends here, Suzanne, she's great. Um, if you don't plan on using that plus one, could she maybe go as your plus one? So she's been looking to meet someone special. Things have not been going her way. It's
Oh
all
my
going
god, are
great.
you heart? Is she heartbroken?
She doesn't like to talk about it.
Oh my god, bitch, I'm heartbroken. My ex Bradariel,
But
like
there,
he's such a dick. That's just the elven form of Brad that I just made up.
I'm putting
Um,
it down. But Daryl,
yeah, Bradariel instead of Brad. Um, uh, he was such a dick. Oh my god, it could be like a girls' night. Oh my god,
yeah.
we're gonna have a girls' night. And Suzanne, and she doesn't know that Suzanne is a halfling and hasn't registered it. So she's like waving her hand like where Suzanne's face is not, and Suzanne is just like shaking her head. She's like, yeah, totally, girls' night, awesome. I love that. That's great. I'm glad that we're doing this.
Good.
Um, and she's like, fucking hate this. But Marina gives you her consent. Hopefully, she remembers that in the morning.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Um,
holding her to that no matter what. She's on a pirate ship. All right, good night. Have a good sleep tidings. All right, let's go. Let's get. Shut.
okay, tell Bradariel I said fuck him. I'm
Yeah, you're
done with him.
better
He's
than
just
him.
men are trash. You
Well,
go, girl.
hey on, hold on. Okay,
And Susanna's just like, you go, girl. I guess.
shut the door. You know, it's a bit rude to say men are trash when one's right in front of her. She does
Yeah,
think he's man, right?
yeah, I'm sure. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure. Um, yeah, she was kind of like babbling that kind of stuff, like kind of all night whilst being
Okay.
drunk. It was weird. She's a very sad, emotional drunk.
Okay.
Um,
Well, it's good then that you'll be there for her if things get to the worst. You're really good with drunk people.
oh my God, why has this become like my role on the ship? I actually hate it.
Well, to be fair, when the ship's moving and we're pulling the sails, I don't ever see you. So, this is a good you get a chill during that time. And when the big stuff comes up, like people are drunk or a big mission come up, you seem to just pop up as well. So it's sort of a give and take scenario in my mind.
You make some good
Yeah,
points,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then she goes to her room. Um,
You'll look resplendent in that red dress. I just know it. I go to Nico
yeah,
now.
whatever.
I go to Nico. Knock knock.
And then she yells out, "Nico already has my measurements, so."
Oh, okay.
You knock on Nico's door and you can hear him like rehearsing. It sounds like he's like rehearsing lines from a play. Um,
Where I stay out before going in. Then I go wait. Like, what kind of play? What's this play? Is this like Shakespearean?
yeah, he's
Okay.
just like on both sides of. He's like playing multiple characters. Like, uh, you bite your thumb at me, sir. Uh, does the law be on our side if I do?
Make it. May I make
They
a history check to see if I know the play?
sure.
I probably
13.
it's probably if it's anything, it's a bit iffy. Only on a natural 20 would I know the lines, so that I wanted to walk in with the lines, but 13, I don't think so.
Yeah, you maybe heard the title. You're like, this might be from that one,
Thing.
not Shakespeare, but Quake Javelin,
Quick javelin, yes.
play. Um, you kind of, it's like about like a prince
Quake
who
Javelin
dies.
is the best orc poet I've ever heard.
Yeah, he was a very famous
Yeah.
orc playwright.
Like, he's a terrifying commander, ruined so many villages. But his penmanship It's
Yeah, yeah.
he has been pardoned because of it.
Yeah, taking a warrior poet to like just the next level, world renowned for his incredible prose. You open the door
Yep.
and you see Nico like swivel like on a point. He's like a cape on. He's like, "Oh, Captain, how may I help you today?
It's so great to
I
see.
mean tonight."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I know I know you're probably busy right now, but I was hoping to take a bit of your time. And it's a big day tomorrow, big night tomorrow for Suzanne. She's gonna be wearing her first dress, and I was hoping you could be the
Son,
one to make it.
a dress.
We're talking about like ball gown.
I have been trying to get her to dress nicer for years. You're telling me she has agreed?
Yes, but on the condition that dress must be red.
He like pauses and he like in his head, he's like picturing, it's like, oh yes, this will be my finest work yet. Um, and he like goes into like a big wardrobe. Like this, his room is mostly empty, but there's like some like props from like old productions like laying around. He has like a wardrobe, and he pulls it open, and there's like racks with like fabric on them, and he pulls out like a swath of like red cloth, feels it under his fingers, and he goes, "I do not have much red left, but she's a very tiny person."
Yeah, I think it'd be like I don't know how much red she needs. She just said red. I don't assume she means all of it red. Like there's gotta be accents, right?
Yes, I believe I have some fake rubies to adorn the neckline and whatnot. I have a vision. Um, and he immediately like takes out like a pair of like rusty scissors and like starts like cutting stuff up. Like he's like a blur. He's like, "You may keep talking, Captain, but I am already working." Um,
I'm sorry. Me and Gallant are losing it after he said, "I have a vision." Yeah, you go, man. Nico, you go. And also, how long do you think this would take? Just wondering. It's a full
he
ball
he
gown.
pauses in the middle of a stitch. He says, "I will work all night. It will be ready by the afternoon."
Okay.
And he just gets
So,
straight to work.
Nico, you're quickly becoming a favorite upon this ship for me. Don't let anyone know that, but know that the captain gives you much favor.
Ah, I believe this is owed to my incredible charisma.
Oh, it's incredible. And also, by the way, that dress you gave out, top notch, really good.
Oh, yes, I was wondering when I was going to get it back.
It's a
I'm assuming it's in excellent condition
um,
still.
see the issue is they Suma loved it so much that she he just wanted to keep it on a little bit longer.
Oh, that warms my heart.
Yeah,
Well, I will let Monsieur Suma or Mademoiselle Alisa
I
to
it's
hold on to it
yeah.
for a little longer.
I'm beginning to say he and she like it's it was too on point is an issue somehow, you know. Like when you see something and then it's just you can't unsee it. It throws off the whole game. I'm talking nonsense. You have a good time. Bye. Close the door.
Eh bien, I will be working. Adieu,
Adieu.
Capitan.
All right. That worked
The,
really well.
the
Uh,
worst fucking French accent of all
I
time.
love it. I love it because you just go for it. You go for it, and that makes it. Look, I have a vision. It worked amazing, and I'm sad I'm the only one that saw it. But I can
uh,
the video later.
yeah,
Uh,
they will see they'll see later. They'll
yeah,
see the dress later.
yeah, for sure. I'm gonna go to my main man. We haven't even really talked to yet, Tinkerton.
Oh
Shocked that
yeah.
hasn't. He's just been doing his own thing.
You go to Tink's little workshop, and he's not asleep at all because he doesn't sleep.
Right.
Um, and you see Tink, and he goes, "Oh, hello, Captain. How may I help you?"
Hey, I was just coming to check on your quarters, just making sure everything's going well. Any complaints that we haven't been able to satisfy? What's he doing right now?
You can see that he's like he has like one of the cannons in his workshop, like one of the regular cannons, and he's like you can see he's making some adjustments to it. Um, along he has like a couple of the shatter stones that like Ruby had enchanted, and he's like attempting to use it to power the cannon to make like the cannonballs like do more
Yeah,
damage. Like if ship to ship combat ever occurred, and he says, I appear to be making at least some progress in this endeavor. Um, I sure would like to do a practice run at some point, but as you know, it is very difficult to fire a cannon while we are docked.
yeah, and especially in the city, I recommend not trying it at all. But on our way to our next destination, yeah, we'll find something to shoot for sure.
This
I
may seem as something that you organics call jinxing it, but I almost hope that we are attacked by another ship, so that I may
yeah,
test these out.
well, yeah, I mean, to a degree, all pirates sort of want to be it's a dependent on what they're carrying at the time, but like pirates make their money by getting other people's money. They can sometimes be in the trade of merchandise and whatnot, and but like, you gotta get someone, and it's a pirate's life.
Yes,
But
I too would like to live a pirate's life. Do you think that I should get an eye patch?
would that hinder your? Well, can you see in the dark? My first question.
I can indeed see in the dark.
Okay, so I'm just letting you know. While we can give you the look, the eye patch is actually just so you can go under the decks quickly and see in the deck quickly because like it's dark to dark instead of light to dark. Like that's the actual use of an eye patch.
Oh, disappointing. I
Yeah,
thought perhaps it was just some kind of weird, organic fashion trend.
it is also a fashion trend. Don't I gave a horse it, but it also has function on the horse to a degree. They can't get it off, but it still has function, and they specifically asked for it. But just letting you know, it's not necessary. Now, something you could do, or I think you could do, is give yourself a sick peg leg because I don't know if you can just take off parts at will, but you could give
You
yourself
see
a sick
his
peg
like
leg.
his foot. They don't wear like shoes or anything. And you can see he just reshapes like his feet into like a nub, and he says, "Yes, this feels much better.
It does?
So much more personality."
Ah, okay, that's what you meant. Yeah, I like it. Honestly, be a cool thing also. Pirates are also pretty like dirty tricks. Like, ha, got you. If you ever have time, like put like a one shot from a cannon in there, like or like an explosive round in there. So there'll be a moment where you shot in the arm, you fall down. They're like, I'll do the finishing blow. Then you lift up the leg while you're on the ground and then shoot them. It will be very dramatic. And then maybe say a one liner like never trust a fallen pirate. Like dead men tell no. That's very piratey. A fake out into your death.
He looks at like one of the shatter stones enchanted on the table, looks at his leg, and keeps like looking between them. And he says, "I have very great work to do now.
Okay. Well, I'm just
Thank you for this revelation."
yeah, no problem, no problem. Just want to check on in. All right, I leave him to his work.
Cool.
What else do I need
You
to do?
hear like stuff like clanging around in there, like machining tools, like kind of like going
I
off.
imagine
Um,
chainsaw for some
yeah,
reason.
and like you can just hear there's some stuff going in there as he tries to figure out how to rig his foot with a cannon.
All right, so don't feel like talking to Simon. He's a lot of work, and I talk to him often enough.
Yeah, you guys interact with Simon
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. There's only one person left, and dang it. Okay, so now this is the hard one for specifically Gallet. Hmm. He knows Suma's in her room, right?
Yeah, Tuna is in his room probably.
Okay, okay. May I make a wait? Not. I'm going to knock on his door again. Sorry, Tinkerton. Sorry, I forgot something to ask.
Oh, what do you need?
I open the door. Yeah. Could you just give me like your? Do you have any books on engineering, perhaps?
Engineering what specifically?
What's the most complicated thing you can engineer that you have in a book form?
Um, well, uh, I have this prototype blueprints. A book with blueprints and like instructions of like perhaps how to create a windmill that would be able to harness the wind and use it to turn a turbine in order to provide some kind of power. It's all very theoretical.
That would work amazingly. Yeah, can I borrow that?
Absolutely. He hands it over to you and he goes, is this an interest that you have now?
Yes.
I had done a thorough calculation of all of your interests and personality traits, and this was not one of them. So this is a surprise.
Well, I'm a very intelligent figure as I turn it around. What? This way. Yes. I'm a man of many trades. What can I say? The captain's always got to be in tip-top mental shape. I will be borrowing this for a short amount of time until you need it again. You continue with your leg thing, and I'll shut the door. I'll look at the book a little bit to have an idea. Okay, okay. A windmill on a ship would be sort of cool. I don't know the logistics. All right, and I go to the kitchen, and is does Dell happen to be there, or is she in her room?
Yeah, you can see she kind of like let Miela go off on her own and blow off some steam like in the water. She did most of like the dishes and like the cleaning up um in kind of the dining hall area. Um did all that stuff by herself kind of. Um and she's there, so she's like, doing the thing where she's like cleaning out the inside of a glass with a rag. She goes,
I don't walk in. I see that, and that room is a little bit off from the dining room, correct?
um, it's like a dining hall, and then there's like a bar there, and then
Okay,
behind it is
okay,
like kind
yeah.
of yeah.
I'm just gonna walk in oh so silently, not being like not crouching or stealthing. I'm just silently see that, sit down in a chair, and showboat reading.
Just like
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
make a man. I don't know if I want to say
Deception.
deception or performance here. Let's say deception check.
All right, I'm good with those. Can I somehow get aid from Fields? This one's an important role for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
This is a big role for
Yeah.
sure.
God dang it.
That'll be a big difference. Um, she goes, uh,
Yes, yes.
so, um, what you reading there, Captain?
Oh, I didn't see you there. Sorry, I like to. I thought it was a bit quiet in here. Yeah, I was just reading about turbines and whatnot, making the air push objects a certain direction. I'm, a little bit dumbing it down for you. Just that's the easiest way to explain it.
I'm gonna roll a wisdom, uh, or an insight,
Yeah, yeah,
against that.
yeah.
So let's see.
That's a space-time
Hmm.
continuum book.
Uh, with that, she has zero wisdom, but proficiency
Yeah.
in insight. Interesting. Um, she goes,
Yes.
ah, I see. Got it, Captain. Very, you look like you're hard at work. I'd
Yeah.
hate to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but definitely, like we should set aside some time so you can really like school me and like on all that stuff. I'm not really like in the know with
I'm
that kind of a
usually
thing.
busy, but I'll try to pen you in on some time, you know. See, that's why I was thinking on being on the ship right there. Yeah, the forward momentum it would give. Our structure would definitely handle it.
Right.
Yes.
Well, genius. When
Hmm.
you're done,
I wouldn't say genius. I'm just, up and coming
yeah,
among the scientific community.
um, yeah, yeah, sure.
Hmm.
Well, uh,
She actually has a PhD, and I don't know.
yeah, nobody knows what
like,
her
like,
background
like,
is.
like, check the author of that book. Yeah, no.
Uh, she goes, well, I'm definitely not the kind of person you probably want to talk to about that kind of stuff. It sounds very complicated, but
Yes, yes.
yeah, you should talk to Andros about it, maybe.
Andros? That
Yeah,
nothing needs to be sharpened in here.
dude is smarter than he looks. We had a good talk about some stuff. I don't know. I might appreciate it.
Well, yeah, maybe I can teach him on a few things. I get up. Well, back to your dishes, I guess. But wait, before I go, everything good?
And everything is good. And she laughs to herself and she says, uh, you know, when Alok and Rel aren't using it, you should try and learn some sign language. It can
Yeah,
be easier to lie, you know? Not that I'm saying you
yeah, yeah.
are lying,
No, no,
just,
no,
you
no.
know.
If I needed to sign language a lie, I haven't come across that yet. And I don't feel like lying at all to Miela. She seems like a really nice individual, but yeah, I'll look at it when the book is free. Also, by the way, just gonna let you know. Wait, they do share a room, or do they not?
Um, I'm gonna say they probably have their separate rooms, but they're right next to each other.
It might be a little bit harder for you to get to some sleep tonight. All right, bye.
Well, what do you mean?
I run a tight
uh,
ship. I must be going.
like, god damn it.
I feel
Shakes her head.
I feel like I've succeeded in my deceit. Now she for sure knows I'm smart, but just in
Cool.
case,
Absolutely.
I do have I no, I'm gonna book that in for when I talk to Andros while we're drinking. Andros speak. Okay, I think I got most people. I would have also asked for, previously for Ophelia to be removed back into my room. It just feels right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we got most of everyone. I
That's pretty much every like
Yeah,
named crewmate for sure.
yeah. So I just go back to my room. I look over at
Back.
Ophelia.
She's just floating peacefully. A little
Hey,
bubble pops up, bursts.
I haven't gotten the chance, but hey, feels. You good? Well,
Am I good?
I assume she's always just there, just invisible.
Okay, yeah. Am I good?
Yeah.
Oh, um, I'm always good.
I can't vibe check her on that.
It
Insight. That's, the pause is what got me. I'm happy to see you're doing great. That's
feels is so cool.
feels is so
Um,
cool.
it's just like, yeah, no, I'm always good. I kind of feel like I've never been not good ever. I actually don't even know if it's possible for me to not feel good.
That's good to hear. Are you ever jealous about sad people?
No, I mean, sadness kind of sounds like it sucks. No
Yeah,
offense.
yeah, it does. Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people on the ship are like kind of mopey and stuff, but like I don't really have to worry about that.
yeah, the best. Yeah, being sad sucks, but it also makes when you're happy a lot better. Like you have a comparison point to make.
I think you can just be different levels of happy, and some happies are better than other happies.
I'm getting schooled right now. I don't know if I should continue this conversation. Yeah, okay, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. But Ophelia doing well as well. I can't really speak to her, so it's sort of the in between.
Feels like hovers over, like kind of sits like on the top of the aquarium with like her feet like in the water as if it's like a big pool. And she says, "She's sleeping. She's still really hurt. We're really hurt, I guess. Maybe what she's feeling is sad, but maybe not completely. She's also a little happy."
That's good. Well, just letting you guys know that tomorrow it's a pretty make or break situation. I feel like we'll be doing fine. We got a lot of good allies. We will probably be able to get that aquarium if this is the correct person. It's going to be really disappointing if we find another person that's not the Duke that's been trying to buy these animals. Didn't really think of that, but like I'm 89% sure if we got the right guy. This guy seems like he'd be the type, but I'm also
Oh,
profiling by evil.
I sure hope so, but I think she'll be able to hang in there a little while longer.
Yeah,
At least I think.
it's a lot captaining a ship. Feels like you got a lot on your plate, so I just wanted to make sure everything's good for you. It gives me a lot of confidence just to know that you got my back.
I think everybody on the ship has your back,
Yeah, it's
whether you
shocking.
think they do or not.
No, no, I look for a weirdly high amount of people are assisting me at all times, and I'm really happy about that. Okay, well that's good. I'll big day tomorrow, so I guess I'll go to sleep. Night.
Okay, good night. And you can see that she doesn't take her eyes off of Ophelia pretty much the entire time.
Yeah,
You guys are having that conversation. She's just kind of like looking into the water where like the bigger part of her is like
yeah.
sleeping.
It's like your mama, or not. I feel like that might be a bit off, but like I'll just throw that out.
Kind of. It's kind of what
It's
the
sort of.
relationship is. Like it's pretty close.
I don't know. I don't know if
Um,
it's like your soul type scenario or is it a mama.
it's like when Cell makes the Cell Juniors. I guess it's kind of like
Ah, okay.
that.
You know what? Honestly, that really helps me.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. So it's no, it's basically your mama then, for sure. It's your
Yeah,
mama,
yeah,
but
pretty much.
you're in the form. You're sort of your mama. You're a
Yeah,
small mama.
yeah.
That's weird to think. Okay. I go to bed, and I think that's it. I got most of the
Cool.
things out. Sick.
Hell yeah. Got a lot done.
Yeah.
Talk to the whole crew.
Thanks for doing this.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what makes you a good captain. You're like checking in on everybody.
Yeah. Well, I also like also a side note is like Ruby's getting all this like she's the one that's taught it seems like it's being successful with Nico. I better not let this happen. I can't let her be the like go between. I know Ruby to a degree. I can't have that
it'll
happen.
it'll be an absolute shit show
Yeah,
if that
yeah.
occurs.
Like only two people will be speaking highly of her, and that's gonna be Nico and Suzanne. Can't have that happen.
Yeah, Nico way too enthusiastically and Suzanne like bashfully.
Yeah,